let's talk about food real quick and how it actually affects your music and your creativity.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to Gaia. Tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liar.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. In case you guys didn't know, or you couldn't hear by my voice, or you didn't see the last episode, I am fighting a cold this week, so bear with me. Bear with, my sniffles and my voice. And I also had my wisdom teeth out on Thursday, which was like 4 days ago, so my mouth is still a little swollen. So this week's episodes are going to be a little bit shorter. They're going to be a little bit faster because it's not so easy for me to talk. And I kind of wanted to cover just health stuff this week, just because obviously my health is my health is a little bit under the weather, so I figured what better time to talk about it than right now. So, the food that you eat, I shouldn't need to explain this to you. If you took any type of health class in school, then you already know the food that you eat is going to affect your body. Whether it be it's going to give you energy, or whether it's going to make you feel, lethargic and lazy and fat and just bloated, or it's going to make you feel some type of way, the different types of food that you eat. So it's important to know what you're putting in your body, especially when you're going to be writing music, you're going to be working on music, you're going to be going and performing in front of people. So today I just want to give you guys a couple different foods that, the first group I'm going to talk about is foods that help give you energy. Because obviously as rappers we need high energy, we need to be full of life. We can't be just going through the studio like this when we're rapping our songs. And we can't be on tour or like on stage and on tour like that either, because they're not going to want to see that. They're going to fall asleep at our show. And I'm also going to talk about some foods that boost creativity and just mental flow and blood flow to your brain. That way when you're in the studio, you can create the best songs possible. So first off, let's talk about the foods that boost creativity. Now, foods that boost creativity are any foods like bananas, almonds, don't mind me, I gotta look at my list, dark chocolate, green tea, which you guys know, I start every morning with green tea, I love it. Green tea boosts creativity, like I was saying. Popcorn does. Fish. Anything with like, I think, what's the type of oil called? It might just be called fish oil. I know my dad used to take a vitamin every morning with fish oil in it because omega-3 is what it is. It's a fatty acid that is really good for your brain and for the blood flow and stuff like that. Eggs, blueberries, and then believe it or not, they actually put booze there too. And now I'm a little bit more hesitant to tell people booze. Obviously, I'm aware of the inhibitions that it lifts, to where like when you're drinking, you feel like almost like a block is taken out of the way, and you're just like, you're more free to write and you're kind of more open, you're not as restricted. So I fully get that, but I would say with the booze, try and be a little bit more careful. Don't just, completely sauce out on that and then be drunk, because that's not going to help you make the best music either. So with that one, definitely find the balance. If you're sucking down like energy drinks and sodas and fatty foods and stuff like that, believe it or not, what's going to happen is your brain it may work really well for a certain amount of time, like an hour, 2 hours, maybe even more if you keep fueling it with sugar, but it's going to hit a point where it crashes and you're just going to be like, I'm done, my brain's not working. I'm sure you've experienced it before, which is like the sugar rush, where like once you're done that little high, you're kind of just like, oh man, I feel like shit, like I don't feel like doing anything. And that not only affects your energy, that's also going to affect your creativity as well. Because if your brain isn't working at its full capacity, or if it's tired, or if it's focused on doing whatever else it is, you're not going to be able to focus on making the music. You're going to be thinking like, oh my god, where's a couch where I can fall asleep? Where's somewhere I can just go take a nap, because I'm done for right now. That's why you want to replace the foods that you're eating with something that's going to boost your creativity. And all these different foods that I listed are just like the tip of the iceberg. If you go online and just look up foods that boost creativity, or foods that boost energy, or foods that boost your immune system, it's important to look these things up, because like I said on the last episode, you only have one body and you only get one shot at this, so you want to take care of your body as much as possible. Whether that be the food you eat, the exercise that you give it, anything like that, you want to take care of your body so ultimately you can have the best life, but also so you can create the best product for your music, for your fans, for whatever it is that you're doing. And so next I want to talk to you guys about food that gives you energy. And again, I'm going to look at my list. That would be like brown rice, sweet potatoes, bananas again, eggs, apples, water. Water is a huge one. I actually found out like water is one of the best energy drinks, especially if you drink like some nice ice cold water. It wakes you up, it makes you feel refreshed. It actually helps you to feel better, because if you're feeling tired and then you suck down a soda, it's like I said, you may be okay for an hour or two, but you're gonna hit that point where you're just like, you feel like you hit a wall, you're like, I can't go very far. Plus, think about it, last time you were out, on the basketball court or at the skate park or whatever you're doing, do you feel better after you drink a nice cold water, or do you feel better after you drink a cold Dr. Pepper? I'm sure some of you people will say like a cold Dr. Pepper, but that water is really what's going to be doing the wonders for your body. That's what you want to be putting into it. So don't sleep on it. Water actually is low-key an energy drink. Oatmeal, yogurt, oranges, nuts, so that'd be like almonds, peanuts, cashews, really any of those. I think they're called like legumes or something like that. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I am not a health teacher, person, physician, therapist. I don't even know what the word would be. It's something that I've kind of given myself a little bit more accountability with, is I'm trying to look at the way that I eat, because I realize like this body is all I got. And I used to actually, like, my dad was very big into this as a kid. He would always be like, make sure you drink water, make sure you take vitamins every day, make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables. And my mom, she wasn't like unhealthy, but she was kind of on the other end of the spectrum. Like, there was one time where I went up to my mom, I was like, cop this orange, can you help me peel it? And she's like, nah, just go eat a cookie instead. And that was kind of like a running joke in my family. But I always kind of looked at my dad like, why are you so concerned with like what you eat and like what you're doing? And like, I used to work at Wendy's, so I would drink soda constantly. Like, I probably drank upwards of like 5 to 10 sodas every single day. Like, I was at a gross place. It was not good. And I was wondering, like, why do I always feel like shit? Why do I not have energy? Why can't I keep up with my friends when I'm running? And like, I was a gymnast at the time. Like, this wasn't when I was after gymnastics. Like, I was fully involved in a sport where I should have been taking more care of my body, and I was not. And now that I'm 24 years old, like, I look back on all that time, and it's like, if I would have eaten healthy, taken the vitamins, done the exercise that my dad was talking about. Like, my dad is, I think he just turned 50, or he's like 49 or something like that. He is in such incredible shape. Like, people think he's like in his 30s sometimes. Like, he can run around with kids and play and work hard, and he does all this stuff. And it's because he has taken all these steps in his life to work on his body. He's super creative. He thinks a lot for his job. He always has high energy. Like, I even look at him sometimes, I'm just like, yo, why are you the way you are? Like, you're bouncing off the walls even more than I am. But it's because he takes care of his body, just like I needed to start taking care of my body. And once I started to think about things like that, I started to realize I feel better, I look better, I have more energy, I feel like my brain functions better. Obviously not right now with this cold. My brain's kind of just like, all right, dog, let's go to the couch and sleep. But like I said, so after this episode, I'm gonna be chilling probably. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk to you guys today, is just replace the junk food, the chips, the snacks, the pretzels. Actually, pretzels aren't that bad. All these things that are fatty and just empty calories, that they taste good, but they're not going to help you or your music. Replace that with the foods that are going to give you energy. They're going to give you healthy brain thought. They're going to give you immunity. That's all the stuff that you want. Let me know down in the comments below, what is a type of food that you like to eat that's healthy and gives you energy and creativity. I want to know from you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. See you guys on Friday. You're still going to hear the sniffles, but bear with me. Hopefully by next week I'm finished with all this. Peace.